Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we're going to do the first update in my Ditch the Discontinued project pan. If you're new to this project, I highly suggest you go watch the first video. I will tag it up in the cards and down in the description box below. But basically the premise of this project pan is using all of those discontinued products. I have a tendency of hoarding those products and never wanting to use them because I can't get them. They were either limited edition or they were discontinued. And I want to enjoy them and use them before they just expire and go off on me. So I fully intended to have this as a 10 item project pan, and when I was rolling items in here, I ended up rolling something that wasn't discontinued. So I took it, when I was editing, I totally took it out of the project, but I had full intentions of also panning an eyeliner, but the eyeliner is not discontinued. So joke's on me. So we have 9 items here to talk about. I haven't decided if I'm going to roll a 10th item in yet. And here we are sitting down to film. So it's really going to be on the fly. Will I do it or will I not? I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to talk about the 9 items. That sounds so weird. And we're just going to update accordingly. I forgot my notebook that has all of my details in it though. So we're just going to go down the list. I'm going to start with what I rolled in first, or what I talked about when I first introduced this project. And then we're going to go to the newest, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The stuff that I talked about first, all the way to the stuff I talked about last. So the first item I had in was my CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. I have mine in the shade Buff Beige. So we were at that corally line. I might have mismarked this when we brought it in because I took and I scooped down and pushed it down the product today actually to really determine where I was. So I think I might have mismarked this. I think we were a lot lower in the foundation when we originally rolled this in, which isn't a bad thing. I used it more than I thought I did. But I think a lot of this usage came in December and January when I was mixing this with my Bare Minerals foundation. I am going to turn my focus more onto this, but seeing as we have, again, a decent amount of product used up, I mean, I'd say I'm about halfway through this foundation at this point. I don't foresee this being too long to use up, especially if I'm going to be using it every day. This will be just my sole focus foundation. So pretty happy about that. The next product I have to talk about is my Makeup Revolution Liquid Highlighter Drops, and I had mine in the shade Champagne. And if you saw my Shop My Stash, I totally made this so mangled and disgusting looking. So we are actually there now at that purple line. I ripped the label off so I could actually see where the demarcation is. This has been laying on its side, so it's a little hard to see now, but we are there when the product actually all settles. It settles really nicely in the bottle. So this looks horrendous now, but this being in such horrid state is actually going to motivate me to use this up faster. So that's exciting. So I think that this will take me a good chunk of the year to finish up though, but I do enjoy this. I put it on my skin every single day. I mix it in with my primer to give me an all over glow, and I really enjoy my liquid illuminators like that for that purpose. I really like just an all over my face kind of glow without necessarily needing an illuminating primer. This works and makes any primer an illuminating primer. So I really enjoy this. So the next product I have is actually this Bare Minerals Radiance Powder. This is in Bare Radiance. This is just, technically it's a highlight powder by Bare Minerals. However, this is far too dark for my complexion. So I have been using it as a blush, a very natural toned blush that just looks like I'm flushed. And I've really, really, really been enjoying this blush for that. So anytime that I have a look that isn't necessarily warm toned, I always put this one on top or on my cheeks, and it looks so beautiful paired with so many looks. So I'm really happy that I rolled that into the project. I don't have that much use on it right now, but typically for these kind of powders, I don't see anything until I'm about here, and then I see a ton of progress once we're at that bottom chunk of the circle. So this is going to be just a slow mover, and then once we hit our stride and like halfway through the year. I think I'll fly through this. Now, similarly, I have this blush, and this is Bare Minerals Promise. Again, I really haven't used and made a whole big dent in this. So there's not going to be any movement, and I think we're not going to see movement until I'm down like in this region, and then we're going to fly through it. So it's going to be a slow mover as well, but I have used both of them a handful of times, like a decent amount of times. I can mix the two of them. I do have Promise on my cheeks today. I don't know if you'll really be able to tell because the lighting's a little weird with my track lights, and like the sun's setting and she's going fast, but I have used a good chunk of this, and I'm just steady progress. It's all I'm asking for is steady progress with those. Then the next item I have is going to be another cheek product. This is Luxie Beauty. This is the shade Pandora. It's just a single highlighter. And I mean, I hope you can tell, like I'm going to put a picture of what we looked like last time to the side of it. Hopefully you can see that there is like some actual difference in like what the pan looks like. Not because there's pan showing, but I've used this so much more than I've ever used it before. I don't think I actually ever touched this before I rolled it into this project. And now I can actually see like a dip starting to form. I wear this almost every single day. It layers just perfectly fine with any other highlight that I wear, so I don't mind wearing this like relatively unnatural looking highlight on my skin. It's very, very like blue purple tone, so it's really, really impactful. It looks beautiful, especially as an inner corner highlight with my Pan Those eyeshadows from January and February. So I will continue to really enjoy it, but it's just kind of a shade that's a little unnatural. So I'm a little lighter handed with this, and I blend it with other shadows or other highlights in my collection. The next item is actually this guy here. This is my Tarte Amazonian Clay Play Liner. This is like the Tarteist Clay Play Liner. This is in the shade Bronze. It was from like a 4-pack set that I got a long time ago. I don't want to admit how long ago it was, but this is just the shade Bronze. I did not reach for this a whole lot. With my Pan Those eyeshadows, I have so much color that it's really difficult to pair something like this that is a beautiful shade in and of itself, but with some of those more intense colors, it's just harder to reach for this. I did a really beautiful look. I'm actually going to pop up a picture. I did a really beautiful look where I used it as like, I drew like the shape of a graphic line wing, and then I filled in the rest with my Pan Those eyeshadow shades. I really liked using it for that, and if I pull more neutral shades like that in that project, I will see myself doing that kind of look again, and it was really beautiful. So I did enjoy this. I used it again a handful of times, not too much. And another one that's going to be very slow progress because I'm not going to get love out of this until I finish a shadow in my Pan That palette. This is a Bare Minerals loose shadow in the shade Pebble. So I will have a picture of what we looked like last month. There's probably not going to be any visible difference with how it looks now versus how it looked last month. However, I did today, was the first time I tried this as almost like a contour. So I just put it really, really lightly right in the hollows of my cheeks, and I really liked it for that. So I foresee myself kind of getting more use out of it as a bronzer rather than an actual eyeshadow, which is very bizarre because this is an eyeshadow color and it's a beautiful eyeshadow color. But if I can get use out of it in any way, I'm gonna enjoy it because I have so many eyeshadows. I don't need to have these things lingering around. So that is, again, slow progress will happen with this, but we will eventually get this used up. Actually, possibly by next update, if I continue using this as a cream, or not a cream bronzer, if I continue using this as like a little contour shade, I think I can use that up. The second to last item is going to be this guy. This is my Stila Shimmer and, no, this is a Glitter and Glow eyeshadow. This is so unbelievably dried out that it makes it almost impossible to use it in this format. So I'm probably going to decant this into another container because it's impossible to use this and make it workable in this format right now. I did do a really beautiful look. I'll post a thing up right here, but I did a really beautiful look using this in the center of my eyelid as like a really beautiful halo eye, and I really enjoyed it for that. So if I decant this, and I can see myself reaching for it because I truly do enjoy using these Stila glitter and shimmering glows, and doing my shameless plug again, I'm going to link my Stila revival video up there. Works just fine for the glitter and glows as well. So cannot complain too much. The last item to talk about update wise is the Urban Decay. It's like a depotted shade from my Heavy Metals palette. So I'm going to post a picture because y'all, we have humongous pan in this. So this I rolled in to just hit pan in, and apparently we blew that out of the water. So I made such a humongous dent that I think I'm gonna actually end up just trying to finish this shadow. This, I don't know if you'll really be able to tell, but this shadow has like chunks. So it's almost like, I don't know if it's necessarily the eyeshadow going bad or if it's always been that way and I just never really reached for this, so I never really understood that it did this. But there's almost like particles in there where like the pigment has like hardened and balled up in certain areas, or maybe they didn't like chop the pigment fine enough before they pressed the eyeshadow. I don't know, but I don't like, this is like very unflattering to use. So I use it in combination with this Luxie highlight, and I do have it on my cheeks today. I don't think you'll really be able to tell. Again, the lighting's a little funky right now, but we're working with what we have at the moment. So that is, it's been nice for a highlight, but you really do have to, if you want to get it on the eye and impactful, you do have to like dig quite a bit into this, which is why some of the shadow was formed, or some of the pan was formed, but I did use quite a bit of this, and I'm pretty darn proud of myself for that. Now, the question is, do I want to bring anything in to make this just an even 10? You know, I think I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to bring in this guy here. I've been flirting with the idea of bringing a lipstick in because I really would like to get my lipstick numbers down, and having a lipstick go bad on me the past month, I was actually going to roll it into this project come this update, but it went bad. So it like smells like crayons. I'm not going to put it on my mouth. I'm not going to put it anywhere near my face. So I'm going to focus on lipsticks that I have and have not gone off yet. So this is the ColourPop Lippy Sticks, and this is in the shade TGIF. It is a dark, beautiful red. It's such a beautiful red, you can't even see that. If anyone caught or watched my 2020 project pan, I'm going to link the playlist in the cards. The first couple videos are very tragic. I didn't have my audio synced well, but I panned a very similar lipstick shade to this in my 2020 project pan. So I know it's possible, but I don't know how doable it's gonna be, especially because this is how much product we have left. So there's, oh gosh, why am I incapable? So that is how much product we have left. It's doable, but man, is that a lot of product. It's gonna take a long time to finish this up. But yeah, we're gonna try to get this one knocked out. That is everything for this update. Let me know if you guys are doing the Ditch the Discontinued project pan. There is a hashtag over on Instagram as well where a few people are doing this. And yeah, I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!